and welcome back to Tutor Time with Mallory. Today I had the honor of interviewing Miss Christine Clift. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. How did you know you wanted to work in the education system?
Well, that's kind of a story behind itself. It started when I was actually a student at North Carolina Wesleyan. I worked in another field for over 20 years, and it was time to get out of that. And I saw this opening, and I wanted to do what my advisor had done for me when I needed advising when I was taking classes. They had done such a good job that I wanted to do for others what she had done for me. So,
what is it like receiving your Associate of Arts and Science degree at Pitt Community College?
It was good. It was good. Sorry, people keep calling. It was good. I enjoyed it. It's been so long ago that I don't remember too much about it, other than I was right out of high school and went and got my associate's degree. At that time, that was the thing to do, get an associate's degree, and you were good.
What was it like receiving your Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology at NC Wesleyan College in 1995?
I actually started both. I started North Carolina Wesleyan in 95, and I was going for just my criminal justice degree. And one of my first classes was, believe it or not, Aging, Death, and Dying. And when I finished that course, I went to my advisor and I'm like, can I take on my minors in psychology, or take on my electives in psychology and get a minor in psychology? And that's when she told me it's just 4 more classes and you could have a double major. So I double majored in criminal justice and psychology. It is a different field when you start doing that, because with our program being the adult and professional studies, it's now it's more online, but back then it was at night, 1 night a week, or for me it was 2 nights a week. And I had to drive to another county. I had to drive about an hour to get to class twice a week. So I was working full time, going to school full time, and I had 2 kids.
What was it like receiving your Bachelor of Arts degree in Justice Studies at NC Wesleyan College in 1992? Excuse me, 1995.
I actually didn't graduate until 97. I started in 95, so you've got your dates right. It was good. I enjoyed doing that. I had great instructors for both programs. I had instructors, what we call adjunct instructors, and that means most of them work in the field that they're teaching. So in the daytime, they would be working their jobs. For example, for criminal justice, one of my instructors was the assistant chief at a university. So it was good getting the on hand, the experience from those who do the work.
What was it like transitioning from legal sciences to financial aid at Pitt Community College in 1992?
It was a learning curve, that's for sure. I did the legal sciences for many years. That's because my associates was actually in as a paralegal. So I worked in that field. I actually started going to financial aid because I went to financial aid due to the scheduling so that I could go to school with Wesleyan. It was a big change, though. It's a really big change when you start, talking to people about money. It gets confusing and it can be touchy.
What was it like transitioning from legal science at Pitt Community College to admissions and advising at NC Wesleyan College?
Now, that was a big difference because it had been several years, for one. I have worked outside of the education system since 1998. So it was a big change from what I was doing. But like I said, I needed that change, and it's been a nice change. I work with some really wonderful people here who are very patient and helped me learn what I need to learn, and I continue to learn from them.
What is the day in the life of an admissions coordinator on the college level at a four-year institution?
Ours is unique because I work out of an office at a community college. So it's a little different, or it's a lot different, I'm sure, from the main campus. One of the things that I do when I come in is I have to check my messages, I check my emails. I check, we have a to-do list on our computer that we check, and we try to stick with that. But our main concern is to make sure we talk to our students and get everybody enrolled, find out, try to recruit our students. If they have questions, we answer their questions, and we try to get them more comfortable with what their decision-making process, so that they have a better idea of what we're doing and how we can help them achieve their goals. So some days are busier than others, don't get me wrong, but it keeps you on your toes,
What credentials does it take to be an admissions and advising coordinator?
Patience. There's no actual, for me, there was no, I didn't have to do any testing or anything to be an admissions and advising coordinator. One, you have to be willing to learn. We have our supervisors and our bosses have done, they teach us, they want us to learn, they want us to advance. So they teach us, we have to be open to learning something new and something different. I've been here 4 years and we've done some changing over the time for the good, of course, but you've got to be willing to change, and you've got to be open, and you've got to be able to communicate with others. That's one of the big things. It's not really a credential, but it is you've got to feel like you can talk to people and be open and responsive and listen to what they want and help them get there.
What are some of the qualifications that are reviewed when a potential student is applying to college and admissions?
What we do is we get their application. Our applications are free, or they do an inquiry. One of the things that we do as our admissions and advising is we will review a transcript to see what's going to transfer in and what may not transfer in. And if they want to take some of those classes that they need at the community college, we'll work with them while they do that. That's one of the things that we look at. And then we also have to do a background check on our students.
What certifications have you received throughout your education experience?
I haven't received any certifications with this. I'm not really sure that, I'm not going to say there isn't certifications for what I'm doing. There may be, but like I said, we're being taught by the people here so that we do it the way Wesleyan wants us to do it, because we are very student friendly, and we are our part, the admissions and advising for the adult and professional studies, we are geared towards the adult learner. So we want to be able to work with those who have jobs, who have families, who have things that's going on in their life that happens for people. That's one of the things that's important, is that we can talk, we can listen, and we can help them figure out how to work with their schedule instead of making them feel like they have to do something at this time. We're flexible as much as possible as we can, as much as we can be.
What skills have you adapted to being an admissions coordinator?
I've had to be flexible. I used to not be so flexible, to be honest with you. I had a lot of difficulty being flexible. And I can't say difficulty, but I preferred having my days kind of planned out. And I can plan, but I have to be very flexible. I have to be willing to change gears at a moment's notice and go a different direction, and change what I may have had planned that day completely may not get done if we have something else that we have to deal with.
How do you balance your career as an admissions coordinator and your family life?
It's actually not so hard. I have great supervisors, of course, that when we're off, we're off. They don't want to interfere with our time off. Just like when they're off, we don't want to interfere with theirs. They feel comfortable with our abilities and our knowledge. They do give us somebody to contact if we need to, but they feel comfortable with us being able to handle what comes when it does. And we do our best to do that so that they can have their time, and then they do their best to make sure that we can have our time. So it's not a difficult thing, really.
What advice would you give someone looking into the industry of education?
Be prepared for, if you're not used to being in education, it is going to be a little different. Just be willing to learn what the people around you are going to teach you. That is what makes it so that you can actually do the job, learn, listen, ask questions, do what you need to do to, keep working at it. Don't get frustrated. Don't get upset and feel like you can't do it. It can be done. You just have to be willing to put in the patience, put in the time, and process what you have to do.
What advice would you give someone looking to pursue a position as an admissions coordinator?
Look at the requirements, be willing to, and again, be willing to learn. One of the things, look at the requirements, be willing to talk about what you can do and what you can offer to students, what you can offer to the school, what you can offer to help with their jobs, the ones that are interviewing you. You want to be, your main thing is you want to be willing to work with people and not be, not antagonize and things like that with people. You've got to be able to work with people. You've got to be able to communicate openly and honestly.
Thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been a true honor.
Oh, thank you, Mallory. I do want to add though, because I want to talk about, can I talk a little bit about our actual program?
Yes, ma'am.
With the adult and professional studies, we have 10 campuses you can choose from now. We have our newest one being Forsyth Community College and Winston-Salem. With our adult and professional studies program, we have those 10 different campuses around the state that you go to. Most of us are on community college locations. With that, we look at your associate's degree. You come to us with your associate's degree. And I always like to talk to people first about use the community college first. There's a lot of reasons why, but when you finish your community college and you have an associate's degree, we can transfer in 60 credit hours. It's 120 to get your bachelor's degree. So you're halfway there. And with our program being online, maybe or at night if it's a seated class, that is an accelerated program. So you can finish your bachelor's degree in anywhere from 18 to 24 months. With that in mind, we have two master's programs as well. So if you want to do your MBA or your master's in criminal justice, once you finish that bachelor's degree, that is a one-year program completely online. So you can do your associate's degree, that's 2 years, finish with us in anywhere from 1.5 years to 2 years, and then get your master's with us and be done in three years with us. We do a lot of recruiting at the different campuses. So when we are located on a campus, part of our job is to go out and talk to the students, go in the classrooms, talk to the students, help them to learn to do that transition. I like to work with the students. If they say, hey, I'm interested, but I need to know what I'm taking. So we meet, we talk about what they're taking now at the community college and how it will transfer to us and what else they may need before they come in. It's a great program. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to work with the program, is because of how much I love the program itself. And I know that's a word everybody uses, but since it was so good for me, I want to help the other ones that are not freshly out of school, if possible, like I was. It was scary going back after 10 years. And I want to make it an easy transition and help as much as possible. But our program is what I consider it is the best to me because of the way we work one-on-one with our students. Your advisor is your advisor all the way through your program, except if you go to your master's program, but we still kind of walk with you and keep up with you while you're in your master's as well. So that's another thing that I really like about our program is you have one person. We know you by name. We don't know, you have a student ID number, but I like to know my students. I like to know a little bit about them. I think that's one of the bonuses of having those of us that do it this way, that we can follow you through and help guide you to the end, and then maybe keep in touch after that.
Thank you for that very resourceful information.
Thank you. If you have questions, you can call the main campus, or you can actually call me at 252-375-9766. And if it's something I can't help you with, I will definitely help find somebody who can. Or you can email me at clift@ncwc.edu. I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can.
Thank you.
Thank you.